Hello, everyone. This is Jim of Dale Insurance, and many of you are already aware, if not most of you, that if you're insured with Erie Insurance through our agency, Erie experienced a cyber intrusion on June 7th last month. And in response, they immediately shut down their systems, and we became dark for quite a while, from June 7th to, I believe it was June 27th when they finally gave us back, but it is June 27th that they finally gave some of us back. For any of you who would be interested in Erie's information, the updates that they've been giving to folks, and then a timeline of what took place, you can go to their website at erieinsurance.com, and then they have a banner up here where you can read for updates, where they're indicating that they've resumed full business operations, which is what we're experiencing here as well. So, in this, our first of our updates from our agency, we are affirming that Erie is back up as of June 27th. Let me see if I can get this to um, pull down just a little bit. As of June 27th, here's the information they gave us. We are making consistent progress toward resuming normal operations and have safely and securely reconnected key business systems and applications, including online account access for customers. Currently, there is no evidence of ransomware and no indication of ongoing threat actor activity. We are working diligently to identify what, if any, data might have been affected during this incident. Our investigation is ongoing, and we will continue to provide updates as we have more information. While the proactive and protective outages we initiated on June 7th disrupted and helped contain the threat, we also recognize that those actions caused other operational challenges. Our recovery process, supported by some of the nation's leading cybersecurity experts and guided by our values and founding principles, is intentional, phased, and prioritized to ensure we continue to do the right thing and put service above all else. As we continue investigating this incident and restoring full system functionality, our local agents, claims, and customer care teams continue to support our customers. Policyholders who need to initiate a claim can contact their local Erie agent or our first notice of loss team at 1-800-367-3743. Customer care is also available at 1-800-458-0811. We appreciate your support and understanding and will continue to provide updates as we have more information. So basically from June 27th, or I'm sorry, June 7th through June 27th, we were shut down. We had no access to any information. We couldn't even talk to them by phone because their systems were all tied into their system and email. We just had literally almost no communication with Erie as they shut down their systems or their underwriters or their claims. The first thing they initiated was a claims number for us to call so that we could, in certain circumstances, and we had a few come up that were urgent, where we could go to the supervisors in our Fort Wayne claims office and get a claim filed with them, and then they would have had to actually, like in the old days, put together something on paper and call their adjuster that would be handling it and send them out. It was tough and strange days. On June 27th, in the days prior to June 27th, they began bringing agents. They had restored their system internally, or most of their system internally, and began bringing agents on. So they rolled agents back into the system starting in June, on or around June 27th. In the meantime, we were getting emails from outside sources that were telling us, basically telling us, be patient. Mostly that's what they were saying. But we started getting around that time, around June 27th, the emails letting us know that it's time to, and they gave us a process to go and roll back onto the system. We had to go through we had to reinitiate the security protocols that were now intensified. We all had to do that internally here. But as we were doing that, they also began to communicate. As communications returned, they started communicating to us what was happening. And one of the things that they did during those times is they shut down all EFT transactions. So for everybody, every personal lines account we have, every commercial lines account that we have that is set up for EFT on a monthly basis, they would not have received an EFT transaction in during the month of June for safety, and maybe they couldn't withdraw, but whether they could or could not, it doesn't matter because they didn't. They chose not to. But on June 3rd, we started getting emails from them letting us know that one of the biggest updates that is taking place as they restored communications with us is related to EFT. I don't know if you can see this or read this, but it reads like this. Well, here, I'll just kind of read the email we got. We're fast approaching having all of our Indiana agents' passwords reset and working in the systems. Thanks for your patience during this process. The virtual reset help session is available until 3 p.m. EST. If you have any employees that still need assistance. The daily facts are now being posted to Agent Exchange under the news feed on the right. Click Network Recovery Hub Updates. There is a list of facts sorted by 6 general topics, and this is where agents now need to go for their updates. So we have issues related to customer support, billing and payments, products, agency resources and marketing, and info security event. But here they go on to tell us that the biggest update is for EFT and that drafts will resume on July 7th. From June 7th to July 6th, those EFT payments were not taken, and therefore a double payment will be drafted at their next normal draft date. Anyone of monthly EFT, since the system didn't pull for exactly a month, will have a double payment. If a customer wants to avoid a double draft, they will need to make a one-time payment at least 10 days prior to the normal draft date. Erie is working on getting a list of policyholders on EFT and will look to place on agentexchange.com under performance reports additional reports. The goal is to get this list by the end of day July 2nd or July 3rd if possible, and also note that late fees have been waived and will start back up on July 25th. So for all of our customers and we're getting many, many phone calls. We are just like Erie is overwhelmed. We are overwhelmed with all the calls that their outage has generated for our agency. And most of the calls are associated with, hey, nobody took a draft payment in June. What's going on? Well, here's our notification to you that that's true. No drafts were taken by Erie of any kind during the month of June, from June 7th to July 6th, actually. And they're going to resume taking EFT transactions on July 7th. So this is our notification to you that if you are on monthly EFT drafts, you did not have a draft taken in June, you should have no fees associated with that draft. There are no late payments. Starting in July, they will take both your June payment that was missed and add your July payment, so you're going to get a double draft. It's our experience also, and while they're not saying it here, we are getting notification from our insureds that they are getting revised statements. I did see one, but I don't have a copy of it to show you it. But they're getting revised statements showing that they did not get a payment taken in June and that they're getting a double payment in July. So you may get that. You should see no any kind of late fees. No, you should have no fees associated with any of this. If you do see fees on any statement that you get, then notify our office and let us know so that we can get those removed because they're not supposed to be there. So let me also give you our latest communication on that we just received out in Erie. I mean, they're putting this out for everybody to see. And the date of this notification is July 7th, and they're letting everybody know that we have resumed full business operations. Key services and systems have been safely and securely restored, and our local agents, claims teams, and customer care teams have returned to regular ways of serving customers, which I can attest to. We appear to be fully back up and able to do the things that we once were, although like Erie, we are all catching up and fighting a backlog. But this is an important announcement because everybody's been asking this question, as have we. Like you saw in the June 27th announcement, when we first were advised over the weekend of June 7th, we were concerned that they got hit with some sort of a ransomware attack because of the way it went down. And then they were kind of tight-lipped because they were assessing and they didn't want to give wrong or bad information for legal and other reasons. They were rather tight-lipped about it. Also, we were all wondering about the ransom, whether there was some sort of a ransomware, and we were all wondering about the extent of the attack. Um, Back in June 27th, they advised us that there was no evidence of ransomware, and they had their cyber security experts involved in all of that, looking into that, and couldn't see any evidence of ransomware, and that was not the issue. It was what appeared to have happened. Well, here, let me just finish reading what they've told us on July 7th here. After a thorough forensics investigation conducted by independent cybersecurity specialists, there is no evidence that any sensitive personal information, financial report records, or legally protected data was breached by the threat actor during this incident. For more than 100 years, Erie Insurance has taken pride in being there for customers when they need us most. We appreciate the teams who have been working tirelessly on recovery efforts and the agents and employees who have been uploading our above all in service promise. I'm sorry, upholding our above all in service promise. Thank you for your patience and understanding. So, as we and our customers have been wondering, well, what was the extent of the breach? By all appearances, and what we've been hearing for the last 30 days or so, uh, what happened was somebody made their way into the system, found access to it. Somebody that was making movements around their system that was recognized immediately as they didn't belong. And as a safety protocol, they basically just shut everything down so that whoever had entered was shut off immediately. So they shut everything down. And that safeguarded everybody's information. They were able to catch it in time, according to understanding, catch it in time so that whoever was gaining access could not get to the key areas before the system was shut down on them. We applaud Erie for that because this has been an expensive endeavor. It's just been a problem from expensive on every front, financially, resource, time-wise, expensive in every way you can imagine. And it wasn't something taken lightly, but they did it because they had to. And thankfully, it appears that they were able to shut it down before anything was truly, before we really had a full-blown hack on our hands. So we applaud them for that. Unfortunately, it's been very time-consuming and problematic. Here we are now, and we should be back up. The main thing, for most people, it's all over, except for those who are on, and I'm just going to restate, except for those who are on EFT. If you've been on EFT and you've wondered where your EFT transaction was for June, it didn't get taken and it will be added to your July. So hopefully don't spend your July or your June. Hopefully you're managing your EFT account so that you know that when it wasn't taken, you didn't spend that money because it needs to be there for the July draft. Because in July, not only are they going to take the July draft, they're going to add to it June. If you're having difficulties, questions, or need assistance during that, if you need us to work with Erie because you're going to have problems with a double draft, then you need to advise our office as soon as possible so we can start making inquiries. So thank you. Thank you for your time. And we hope this has not been too difficult for you. And as we resume normal operations, well, we just thank you for your patience.